Mass manipulation, and that is really what taking place now. We're there with your IRFM, there again next Wednesday. So we start out with Steel Pulse. We're going to play a brand new Steel Pulse from a brand new album. And a long time we not hear no Rasta group deal with the music on them level where we play us or no. I mean, when I say group, I mean like, yeah, they have no group again still, because most man are, what them call it now, is either them appear pan a next man tune, or them just solo artists. But Steel Pulse over the years, David is my brethren, has been consistent. He has been consistent in the music we make. And this next music we're going to play is one of them music where we are the ear, man, I make them music here again. And I recommend the video. Seriously recommend the video. From the album called Cry Cry Blood. This is Steel Pulse, brand new. Whoa. Alright, we can play this. Okay, we're there with you again. So here we go now. Steel Pulse, that's what I said. Steel Pulse, brand new. We're going to play it from the video because we love it. Remember, Burning Spear make a tune named Cry Blood, and that is from a long time. Now, Steel Pulse come in at this time, you know, saying must cry blood. This is the Culture Nation IRFM there with you. And next Wednesday, as we say, we'll go through the pieces, you know, because boy, I tell you there's so much things outside and inside. When we say outside, we mean outer world and yeah, so may I tell you. Alright, so you're ready. We're going to continue musically. Go through. You know, say, we're in a serious situation right now in Jamaica. Yeah. I mean, we can see certain things happen still physically, as we always say. But the mind of the people, they are wonder, man, topsy-turvy. The mind. You know, all these whole heap of materialistic expression of progress is one thing, but you see the mind of the people. I remember I interviewed a brethren, I don't remember what his name again, you know, but him say by 20, no what? Him say 20, I don't remember which year him say, anyway, him say 30% of the population, they will call them now, I want to say mad people, you know, even though people don't use them term there again, you know. But as we are going in a Jamaica, Rasta, how so much people just lose their mind. So much people lose their mind, Rasta. I mean, like, really, nobody can tell me, say, well, Jamaica is not the biggest, don't have the biggest rate of mad people. Well, you know, I don't care about other people, you know, because I used to know people who them claim say mad. We walk up and down on road and as you trouble them and you run and them things. But me I tell you, when you look on the road, you know, especially in a Kingston, and when you hear your news and you see where I go on, it's not nice. It's not nice at all. It's not nice. Because right now, I have to start check myself. Because I don't know at what stage in your mind you become going out of your mind. Because right now, something is happening. And we need to figure it out. All these psychiatrists and psychologists and all these people who are supposed to be into these things. It's not nice. It's not nice at all. Every week now, I mean, apart from we are here about man a kill woman and kill picnic and rape picnic and them thing, that the crazy thing getting crazier. Really, it get crazier. And it don't waver in the progressive or progress, the physical manifestation of progress. In other words, we can't say it's because a man get kinky because him poor or him can't get no work. We can't say the murder rate is because the youth them want job. Because me not say that. Me not say because the youth them want work while them not have no job. Because some of them who have them gun fees as a job them depend already. And when the government can tell you say 8%, that is where because one time we did about 20% in the 70s, 80s, people unemployed. Now we here says 8%. That means more people now is employed. The problem I have with this so-called employment increase is that if a man a sell key and them say I'm employed because I'm earn money. If a man a clean windshield or wipe windshield, them say I'm earn money. So I'm in the bungalow of employed. I'm in the bungalow of employed. So the government take praise for that more people on the road a wipe windshield, therefore more people is employed. I don't know how it work out that way there. Because I don't think a whole heap of them youth they want to be on the street wiping windshield glass. But a whole heap of them do have no education and a whole heap of them have to do it. Because them is the sole provider for them family as young as you see them on the road. Them is sole provider for them family. Some of them do have no mother, some of them father get shot in a gang war. And then you have those who supposed to be at school and don't their school and up on the road, a wipe windshield. And then you have some on the road, a look in a crowd, who for bag them can grab. You don't call those people employed. So when we look and we see the reality of Jamaica now, and as we say, and as the government will tell you, the passing the IMF test, wonderful. Unemployment gone down, wonderful. Highways and byways, wonderful. But you see the mind of the people, the mind, where the mind supposed to be. Your body there, so but your mind gone cross the other side of town. That is a love song, but you can put it anywhere you want it. Because we see so much of that go on now. And you see when a man get off in his head, people who see me in his community don't understand where I'm going, you know. And you see when him kill somebody, that make them get off on him, you know, and them show you how mad them is by slaughtering him. Jungle justice style, vigilante style. So for you say, a group of people can gang up on a man and burn him and stand up there and watch him burn. And if the fire out, them throw more wood on the fire. Then you know that them people there need some psychiatric evaluation. Yeah, man. Some serious craziness are going on where the population involved in it voluntarily. Them involved in it. We involved in it voluntarily. In other words, we now get paid to get crazy for the next person. Because when a man can just shut a man just so, like, kill boy, how you mean, make dopey and all them something there. And pass a place where women and children is and just going to them house and just fire shot and no matter who. And shot baby, mother, grandmother, everything. Them people that need some psychiatric evaluation. You can't tell me say the man they seeing. When a man go stalk a little girl. Stalk a little girl and rape her. And then kill her. That is a crazy man. That is we're not talking about mentally incapacitated and all the language. Them are mad people we are talking about now. And you see, you have some people who work from 9 to 5 every day. And because them not getting enough pay and things now work out for them, you know. You see when them go home, them take it out for them picnic. Them take it out for them dog. And if you don't mind sharp, if the man now work properly too, them take it out for him or him take it out for she, and vice versa. And that is madness. We need to figure it out. We need to figure out how the society, and after the man tell me, the man say, I don't remember if it's 10% of the population is mentally ill. And by no one how much years him say, I think him say 30%. I mean I say, no, if me live in a place where 30% mad people, maybe me are one of them. Maybe me are one of them. Maybe I am one of them, because really and truly, it's not nice. It's not nice. It's not nice when every day, you know, me know some people that suffer from some mental illness. I tell you how the mental illness just creepy now we don't even know, because sometimes a man a go on away and them don't even know say him a go on away, you know. Time never want admit say him a go on away. Most of them not admit say them a go on away. Them say, no man, me alright man, what you talk about? Me alright. You know. You know what is a madness? You drive up a road where it's 2 lane. 2 lane up, 2 lane down. And a taxi man a come up the road. And through him now stay in the lane where him supposed to stay. Him go over upon the lane where I come down the road. And when him a go up there, a bus a come down the road and have to stop, and him have to stop. Because now him a go try to get over in the right lane. And a man a drive come up and chew, the man nah give him no part. Him tell the man go lollipop him mother. That a insanity. That is the height of insanity. The taxi man a drive come up the road and him can't pass. Him drive on the sidewalk. That is madness. But him never say mad. He must say, Muta, you can't go and talk. Food me want to eat, you know, to the crowd up there, and another man I come take them away. I saw him do it. That is the eyes of madness. But him never says madness. Because him can't him functioning according to how him supposed to function. And me and you know say that can't right, because if him get a visa and go to America, him not gonna do that. So there's something in Jamaica where manifest this madness in a people who, if them did go abroad, go drive, and the stop sign say red, him could have speed at 100 miles per hour. When him reach home, say him a go stop. And if him dey on a road in America or England, where him knows a whole heap of camera dey on the road, and him a speed, from him see the camera, him a slow down. And if him park on the wrong side of the road for certain days, them go lock him car and have to go to pay $100 for open that back. Him better get up early man and go over the other side go park, because the man them want to clean the street. But when them there at Jamaica, it no go so. Anything go wrong, right, and right, wrong. So anytime you will sit on the line and wait for go up, it come like, wait, how are this? Let me first another line now, wait. Him just go around here and go around everybody and go block up the next traffic up there. So this madness coming in all different forms and shapes and sizes. We need to grab a hold of our mind. You see this mind thing, we know how we can see, claim, but we know, say, well, boy, right now, we will call it a name. It's in our brain, you know. It's inside our way, you know. But somehow we can't go inside our way, because we are always looking outside of ourselves for the answers to things. And most of the time, the answer they're right in front of you. We'll leave the answer we are search for. If you just sit down easy like Sunday morning, or easy like you sit down for your toilet seat and figure it out, you'll find to see the answer just come to you. But we don't have no time for truly going ourselves. Meditate. Some people love to pray, and every time you pray, you beg for something. Most Jamaican people, when they pray, beg them up. They either beg for something stop, beg for something start. You know, your man say, boy, I pray so no rain no fall. They might beg that something to happen. That is the promoter. The other promoter, the other one say, I pray rain fall like now. That is the man who don't have no water in his pipe. And water restriction upon him. I pray for rain fall. The promoter don't want the rain fall because it will wash out in business. The farmer want the rainfall because they want him crop grow. Like me, I know. Like me, I know. You know, see, my things are bud out. But then a man say, the rain is blessing, like the sun are no blessing. I don't understand them talk there. Your man rain a fall, them say, boy, just send some blessing. Then when the sun a shine, what? The sun no blessing. Nothing can live without the sun. Everything upon the earth we live in depend on the sun. Not about the sun in the sky. I mean, not about the sun where man can cut until they say it will come back again. The sun never gone nowhere. The sun. So we look at all these things now. We are saying, but we like where we are see in terms of physical manifestation, but there's a sickness in the society, you know, where we have to deal with. We call this Child Month. This is almost like the end of Child Month. Tomorrow is Labor Day. Everybody will go out, they go do things that they never usually do before. Most people are paint. I don't know why they have to paint every time people are going to do something for Labor Day, they paint. You know, should have planted some tree. Serious thing. You should have planted some tree, man. Because they say, everybody has sell things on the road, you know, and go pick it off a tree where them never plant. Them never planted. All them Akian, Bombay mango and East Indian mango and breadfruit. Most of them tree there. All people planted long time. Them youth are not plant them tree there, but this is why. Man want to live off of the tree them, and man love the fruit them from them tree there. But how much people are going to decide, say, boy, right now, make a plant a coconut tree. Then the body, them youth, where you sit upon the roadside, we have plastic cup in them hand every morning with little liquor in there. It's a fashion statement for have a cup in your hand. Every morning you come out upon the road, it's like you deliberately come out upon the road to show people, say, you have a plastic cup too. It's not even a Chinese crockery, it's plastic you have. It's not even a wine glass where you can't say yes. It's a plastic cup, it's a fashion statement. It don't have nothing to do with the reality of life. Because when it's done, all you want is more and more and more. And then after that, now you go find somebody to beg, borrow, or thief from. But if you plant a coconut tree, where it's something where most people use coconut oil, most people like coconut something, jelly coconut water. We need to plant some more tree. Because you see the depletion of the trees them power earth cause more evaporation of the soil, the liquid in the soil. Thus it makes the soil come dry and without nutrients. Because the sun give life and the sun take away life. The sun give life and the sun take away life. The sun is the source of all life on earth. Don't make nobody tell you no different. I talk about the sun, S-U-N, sun in the sky. Where the Egyptians used to call Ra. Ra. And when you say amen, a whole lot of people don't know that Amen, Aman-Ra, is an Egyptian God worshipping the sun. Anyway, we look at the situation in Jamaica now, and I know them people, them politicians have a whole heap of things on them plate and table, you know, but Mark what Mutabaruka say, and this is not IRFM I say it, and Mutabaruka said it's on the cutting edge. They say all of them physical manifestation we are going in the country right now, where the people them look and say, see there, progress I make. And when we look, we see the man them are kill with children them, and the man them are kill with women them, and the woman them can't take the relationship with them in and kill the man them, and the gun youth them are take revenge upon them friend, and I kill them one another. You see, if we don't get that together, the road could have wide so till it can carry go out Miami. It not gonna work. Not going to work. It's not going to work. I mean, I talk about from a religious perspective. I mean, I talk about no religion perspective, no about devil and this and that and righteousness and I mean, the righteousness business. Because that is also a business too. We are cram the people them and get the people them psychologically insane. Mad. When no one really sit down and believes someone will come out of the sky, come save him from the oppression and find himself in that psychological deficiency him have, a mad. It's a madness. If you really sit down and believe that somebody will come after 2,000 years out of the sky, come save you from all of this thing, you better save yourself. Listen to the birds and the trees and the flowers and the bees. Look up in the sky and behold the sunlight and the moon shine. Go near a river and listen to the river flowing upon the stone them. Go to the beach and hear the beach, the water licking against the stone them and coming up on the sand them. Listen. Listen and be quiet. We need some politician who is not politician, and we need some preacher who is not indoctrinating the people them. We need some teacher who can educate the masses and don't follow where you think, because we know say all the people them who believe them know was taught by people who believe them know. And when I get to me, I say, all the people them who believe them know was taught by people who believe them know. This is the cutting edge. Yeah, this is the cutting edge, and I refer me just I go through the paces, you know, because we must feel a way when we see where we are going, man. And the way it's weird, you know, because I can show you something now. You see, something happening at Ghana the other day that distressed me very much. Because a long time reggae music in Africa, you know. Long time reggae music in Africa. And all it had do was to uplift the people then. Now, we can't say reggae music gone, but there's a genre of music named dancehall music now where seem to grab the youth them. Now when you look at the video them in Africa, you know, I mean I say the youth them are follow nothing because no youth not follow no one. Well, you can't say the youth them not follow no one, but it's like a trained situation amongst a whole heap of young people now. All of them are the same thing, the same way. Them wear the same kind of clothes. You see them with the liquor in them hand every morning. Them go a dance. The whole of them have the same dance move. You see 20 man line up and a dance over there. So There was a time when woman and man face one another and dance. Now the man rub out them bottom. I mean, really, the woman bend down and the man rub out them bottom. Or a woman lay down on the ground and a man stand up over the other side and jump between her. So it's a young people thing we see going, you know, and people might say, yeah, but that was fun. Yeah, well, me not say not just fun. Me just say it kind of weird or wrong look right and right look wrong. I mean, I talk about wrong and right in the righteous sense. I talk about something just weird. You understand? Okay. We see dancehall music reach Africa. And we see something happening in Africa musically. I mean, we never happened before, we never see happen. Them have an award, them VGMA award, where for the best reggae and dancehall artists. And Stoneboy is one of the biggest, right now, one of the biggest youth artists who have come out. And Shatta Whale is the next one. But here now, you have a whole heap of them. Run a Uganda, run a Kenya, run a South Africa, Ghana, I mean, you name it. You have a whole heap of them all the place. And some of them have a thing named Afrobeat, for those are the older ones who don't know where I'm going. Afrobeat is a kind of almost dancehall soca kind of vibes, because soca nearer to the African beat than actually the reggae, even though a Jamaican people might vex when we say that. But soca beat, the beat of soca music is nearer to how the African them play the beat, especially in the Congo, what them call Zaire, and certain places in South Africa. When you go and you listen to the music, you'll have frightened things that soca them a play. Well, the Afrobeat sound dancehall, but it's when you look at the video them, it's the same team move the Afrobeat, move the dancehall, which is a man pose in front of a car, either a BMW or a Mercedes Benz, or if you have a Bentley, or no, see them pose in front of a Jeep Wrangler. Then them have on white suit. And you can't have one of them video there if a woman now wind up her bottom in the video. Dancehall music right now, if it do have a woman and wind up in it come like it's a joke video. You understand? Same way with the Afrobeat, what them call Afrobeat now. But I mean, I said not all of them. It's not all of them. Because I see somewhere, you know, it don't really have that, but it have that materialistic outlook. Me never say a musician in Africa a pull gun on stage for the next musician. Only in Jamaica me say man war on stage like when me say go on, and according to the news when me I get is that Stoneboy get the award and Shatta Whale who did in the audience, you know, film friend them claim say him did a come on the stage give Stonewall kiddos, you know. Some other people say no, him a come on the stage to disrupt the thing because him never win. Because them a say Stoneboy win it must about 4 years straight now him a win it. You cannot imagine all me and a dub poet where I win Iowa award for dub poet for 30 years. I was supposed to shoot me all 10 times already. But Stoneboy now pull him gun. People them start run up and down all over the place. The video they on YouTube. If you can go on YouTube, Stoneboy and Shatta Whale. Me never see that happen in Africa before. In a reggae. But me know where them get it from. Me know where them get them ways, the way, that way. You know? Because I got so much shows in Africa where reggae artists there. And all them I think pan is if you move the music and uplift the people them. Now we see that different breed of youth come here so now, different breed of youth. Them no business about no upliftment. Them business about just like the politician them, materialistic things where you can't see. Them want things where you can't see. You know, see, because them grew up in a situation where it's poor and suffering. Everyone already that grow most 99.99% of reggae artists for me know grew up in the same position where them youth grew up in. Your mother dead alone, your father not dead. You know, your mother now not to carry you go to school, you have to go up on the road, go beg and all them something there. Most of them grew up that way there. But you see the music help put a vibes out of the earth there where make Jamaica, according to what Tony Rebel say, and on the coke and the crack, a reggae put Jamaica on top. Would I ever go further than that? Rasta, because Bob Marley was created by Rasta, and if it wasn't Rasta, you wouldn't have no Bob Marley panda level the way you see Bob Marley out there. We say that over and over without apology. I'm not going to say this without apology. Right now, the youth them in Africa, and you hear the bridging where the Depan Tone Rebel show say it. Him said the dance all artists them did a watch from them time there. You know see it? And him try mimic the dance all artists them. And if you look on a whole heap of things we are going right now amongst them youth they know. The decadence and the craziness of the dance hall is what is manifested in these youth, because right now YouTube is some of them school. And when them look on the popular artists them of the day in the dance hall, it's spill over just like how we did influence a whole heap of people in Africa. You know, enough people we influence in Africa, strengthen them to move forward in them struggle. You know, Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, you name it, Black Euro, Burning Spear, you name it. Move the music to advance the people them. Now when we say there's a music where bring down the people them, especially black people, I'm going to say seriously bring them down. The culture of the music bring down the people them. That they're Africa now. Because all the things the music they would have reached such a stage now where them just same way. Them video look same way. If you see how them a dance, you'd never know say it's not Jamaica, because we can't say the African them a follow Jamaican, you know. Because the African them, as far as me, as long as me I got Africa, especially South Africa, because all of them big artists they from them time, like Janet Jackson and all them people there, is the South African dancers them used to help train them dancers to go up on stage. And when we look on the whole thing and now, the manifestation of the thing and so now, we are say, cause we can talk and talk and talk. We don't say, nah, gonna make no difference. But if the watchman says the danger and all the people, the brother got up on film shoulder. And we are look on it and we are say, some serious thing are going. Some serious thing are going. So when you see two African youth cannot draw almost go draw blood for one another in a big place, a thing that one a draw gun for the next one. This could have happened in Jamaica, and it should have been the next thing in Jamaica now, because we see what happen all the while. We see man buckle show up on stage, artist show back buckle. We see a man tell man about them mother and all them something like the worst thing when you can't hear an artist. Where a person can say to somebody, artist say it to the next artist, on stage or on record. And even though people do things now, not even say things now, do things and put it on YouTube. Because them days they never know YouTube. You just make your music and it just go out there and it just cover the world. So, me don't know. madness reach Africa. And that way I said, oh, the Jamaican madness reach Africa now. You know, see it, where it's almost like it's a turn back the hand of time. You know, see it, because them youth, if you hear them attack them and say, yeah, we love Bob Marley, but they're not listen to Bob Marley. Them not listen to Bob Marley. Bob Marley is no influence to them youth anymore. These youth is not, I hear them attack, well, yeah, we love Bob Marley. Them love Bob, of course you must love Bob Marley. Music. But them not influenced by Bob Marley. Because them influenced by Bob Marley. Where we see a decadence, where we see a come out of Jamaica now in the music and in the physical manifestation, especially on YouTube and wheresoever you can put WhatsApp in, all of the things them where them have social media. You realize the thing get crazy. Because I look at a woman, a young girl in Africa, and I look at a young girl up here, so the two of them dress the same way, I say, what the hell is happening? Because white people is still the author of the madness we are going. So they might create some genetically modified black people, especially in the youth them. Genetically modify them. These youths are genetically modified. But what? Them don't know, because you talk to them just like the madman might say, oh, me, you're mad, me not mad. That's what I say. It's like if I look at you as a madman and say, oh, me mad, you mad? And that the youth, them I look at you and say, Muta, what you talk about? Or, them, you know, she said a young people thing, a young people, you know. So, you know, it's not like, you know, it's nothing. Of course, it's something. You know, believe say something. Look how the youth them in a school are going right now. Look how the youth them are going to school right now. And make them tell you them favorite artists. And when you hear them attack, and when you see them move, and when you say, the one of them is YouTube baby, it's iPad baby and iPhone baby them. So anything what the artists do reflect in a them psyche. Because them say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So now it's not only listen now, but you see. And when you look on the video them will come out now, amongst the youth them, all when the music now deal with where them deal with them, have to put a woman turn up a rump in front of you and a wind up and the man turn the woman bottom and a rub it out and me and say, what the hell is this? So what we call them, when we call a man with turn around a woman and a wind up on her bottom, you call him bottom man? I don't know. I don't know if you call him that. Because nobody's dancing with a woman in the front again. Nobody that turning around looking in a woman's face. Nobody's looking in a woman's face and dancing with her anymore. So I want to know, a man who rub up his front on a woman's bottom when he's dancing, should we call him a bottom man? What the hell is happening? We're going to play a brand new tune by Buju Banton. Yes, it's not country for sale neither. It's not country for sale. Brand new tune by Buju Banton. Yeah. That was an original song done by the Abyssinians. Listen.
Doors. Even if African unity
ready for this?
Is a bit of a far-off dream at the moment, at least you could see more regional unity, which would be very useful in negotiating infrastructure projects. Finally, Africans should take what some of their new friends tell them with a pinch of salt. The Chinese government is very keen to tell Africans that democracy is a Western idea and that development needs a firm hand. This may be music to the ears of some of the strongmen on the continent, but African voters should not be fooled by it. There's a lot of research out there suggesting that the African countries that are more democratic tend to grow faster and prosper better. As the population gets more educated and moves into the cities more, we're seeing that they're more critical of governments and giving the ruling party a lower share of the vote. As African politics grows more competitive, voters will have more clout, and they'll be able to insist on a form of globalization that works for Africans and foreigners alike. first Scramble for Africa was when European colonial powers saw a continent that was vast, rich in minerals and land, and very poorly defended, and they rushed in to carve it up and steal the land. The second was during the Cold War, when East and West were locked in a struggle for global domination. That's when the Soviet Union backed Marxist despots all over Africa, and the Americans backed any leader who said that he was in favor of capitalism. The third wave, which is happening right now, is much more benign. It's much more about voluntary exchange, about trade, and about the spread of technology. It's a new kind of scramble for Africa, which, if handled well, Africans can win. The old stereotype of foreigners in Africa is that they're only interested in the minerals and not Africa's people. That's still sometimes true, and there are still a lot of corrupt mineral deals going on in Africa. But much more important now is African people. There'll be more Africans in the world than Chinese people by 2025. It's a huge market, and since they're all living in independent countries, they're in a much better position than in the past to negotiate better deals with the outside world. And this has been great for Africans. Greater openness to trade and investment from the outside world is one of the reasons why Africans are 2/5 richer than they were in 2000. Of course, the fact that there are fewer wars and better macroeconomic policies has also helped. There's still a big problem with corruption. Unaccountable leaders in the less transparent African countries can often sign deals with outsiders that benefit them personally, but perhaps not their countries so much. The things that Russia's doing in the Central African Republic, where you have private firms protecting diamond mines and the president of that war-torn country, are to many people reminiscent of what happened in the 19th century at the height of imperialism. The scale of foreign interest is unprecedented. Between 2010 and 2016, 320 new embassies were opened in Africa, probably the largest embassy building boom anywhere, ever. Turkey alone opened 26. Last year, India announced it was going to open 18. Military links are spreading too. China alone has ties with 45 African countries. America and France are helping defeat terrorists in the Sahel. Oil-rich Arab nations are setting up military bases in the Gulf. And Russia has military deals with 19 African countries. African voters and watchdogs need to insist on more transparency in the way that these deals are done. The kind of work that Kenyan journalists have done to expose scandals connected to a Chinese railway project is very encouraging. Second, African leaders need to think more strategically. China is one country, Africa's 54. It's going to be much harder for them to drive the right kind of bargains if they let China negotiate with them individually behind closed doors. Even if African unity is a bit of a far-off dream at the moment, at least you could see more regional unity, which would be very useful in negotiating infrastructure projects. Finally, Africans should take what some of their new friends tell them with a pinch of salt. The Chinese government is very keen to tell Africans that democracy is a Western idea and that development needs a firm hand. This may be music to the ears of some of the strongmen on the continent, but African voters should not be fooled by it. There's a lot of research out there suggesting that the African countries that are more democratic tend to grow faster and prosper better. As the population gets more educated and moves into the cities more, we're seeing that they're more critical of governments and giving the ruling party a lower share of the vote. As African politics grows more competitive, voters will have more clout, and they'll be able to insist on a form of globalization that works for Africans and foreigners alike.
Yeah, this is the Cutting Edge on IRFM. Yeah, so we want to play this thing, you know, because we feel it's a very important thing to play, in given that this is an artist. I know all the ones know about Akon. Akon is a brethren who come from Senegal, and in the early 2000, he was one of the biggest rapper about the place. He come to Jamaica too, and you see him so he was management, not management, but for Lady Gaga, and you know Lady Gaga massive. Anyway, he can't decide say he might go shift him focus from making music into going back to Africa and see what him can do to help him community in a Senegal. No, I don't know how this Virginia do it. I don't know what kind of links and contacts him have in China. For go to China, go get $1 billion credit. Let me say, not Jamaican dollar, you know. Him go get $1 billion credit to go back in Senegal and other countries when we have no electricity. For put electricity in the place them. We want to play an interview with him though, telling of him trick to recognize that the community need light, electricity, or him get it. But the thing about where I went three guys when him say him go to China with some links and get $1 billion credit from the Chinese. Yeah. No, I tell you, we have the wrong friends, man. We have the wrong friends. We need to get some of them friends there. We can set me on to these people who can get billion. How am I going to pay that back now? How am I going to pay that back? I mean, it's good because him give electricity to people who never have electricity in their life, even in their community. But for think about a rapper get $1 billion credit is something else. In parts now. Him is no more artist.
And now one thing I've been wanting to talk to Akon about for a long time was the whole lighting of Africa. And I feel like it gets so little publicity. You know, so let's have a real conversation about that, because you grew up in Senegal, West Africa, and I heard you actually grew up without electricity.
Yeah, none. No electricity, no running water. I mean, it was one of them, like, when I came to the United States and I saw how poverty was, accepted here, like the projects, or what they claim to be projects, bro, Vlad, like I thought they was living in luxury compared to what poverty is back home. So it was kind of one of them things where I couldn't understand why people didn't appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because it gets a lot worse. So for those who's out there that's always worrying about, saying they living hard and life is not, believe me, you got it a lot better than a lot of people around the world. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Like, people don't understand what third world poverty really means.
No idea.
No idea whatsoever. So you literally had no electricity, no running water at all?
Like none.
So for you to get water, you'd have to go somewhere?
Yeah, well, the thing is, we got water, but our water came from wells. Like, we had to, walk about a half a mile down and share the well with the community. So we all cooked, washed our clothes, and drank from that same well water.
Wow, you washed your clothes and drank from the same well. That's crazy. So tell me what led to the Akon Lights Africa project.
Well, what led to that was, after the success, my grandparents was, I really say my grandma, because she's the only one that still lives in Kaula, in that same area, and she was one of those kind of people that, like most grandparents, you grow up in a house, they're not leaving that place. They just not. I don't care. You could have a multi-million-dollar mansion waiting for her in the city. She's not going to leave where she's at to go away to the city. Grandparents like to be where they at, where they comfortable with, an environment where they feel, suitable to be at. But I went to go visit my grandma, and when I got there, she's still pretty much, every time I want to come and try to upgrade her. You know what I mean? But she would never take it. She would never allow me to do anything. She want everything the way it is, because this is what she used to. And one day I said, Mom, I'm not coming to visit you no more. You got at least let me put some electricity in this house. Because there's no way we're in 2010 and there's no electricity in your area. So I said, if anything, if my grandma would probably be the only one with electricity in this area. Come to find out, the grid was so far out that even if I don't care how much money I had, there was no way I could bring electricity to her. You know what I mean? So at that moment, that's when I said, okay, something got to be done about this. There has to be a solution, because now it's not just about my grandma. Everybody in certain rural parts of Africa are experiencing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't got no electricity whatsoever. And as you know, without electricity, you can't even begin to develop a country, let alone your own home. You know what I'm saying? So we got to the point where I was like, okay, I just want to figure this out. So I got with a couple partners, billionaire partners of mine that I made friends with throughout my career. and I wanted to build some power plants throughout, like 5 power plants in all the major areas in Africa that those countries can actually share that power plant. And I also looked at it like a business, because this would be my retirement at the same time too. So as I was getting all the investors together, I started to run into a lot of the politics and energy and oil and all this other craziness, and I started to realize how deep it was, because this is the kind of business that actually starts real wars. So the politics was a little heavier than I expected, and I just started feeling like there was some things happening around me that ain't supposed to be happening.
Like what do you mean? Do you mean
think about it. Like
certain people's in power were in that point, and to keep people poor? Is that what you're kind of saying?
Nah, I don't think it keeps people poor, because actually extending the grid actually makes them richer. But the resources wouldn't allow it because of politics specifically. Certain parts of the country being ran by certain countries and dealing with the oil and the allocation of that oil to who it's going to and so on and so forth. So me building power plants in certain parts would mean that I would have to allocate a certain portion of that oil to keep that fuel burning. So that's when I get into the political aspect that I don't understand well enough. You follow what I'm saying? But to make the long story short, it was just too complicated for me to be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I'm just an entertainer. I just trying to help, and I don't want to get myself caught into some things that I can't get myself out of, So I said, let me find another solution. And that's when I realized that it was mad other renewable solutions that can actually work. But my thing was, which solution would work out best for me that I could scale for all of Africa? Because I wanted to just get all the rural areas specifically where the major oil companies aren't concentrating in. And plus, these are the areas where the most people need it anyway. And that's when we came with the solution to do solar energy throughout, all the major rural areas. So I went to China, met up with some friends over there, got with some manufacturers, and then, aligned myself with one of the biggest companies in China that's owned by the Chinese government that manufactures solar plants and solar, lights and all the solar facilities and things of that nature that we could use to cascade back in Africa. Now, the advantages was, and this is what led me to go to China, because China had built a full solar ecosystem for Europe and America. But when Bush was in power, Bush created a 200% tax on all solar or all solar-related renewable energy coming into America. And mainly he did it because he had his agenda was in the oil. He needed the oil to keep burning, right? So anything renewable, he wanted to keep away because it affected the money, the business. So he created a 200% tax on all solar coming from China into America. So all that investment, those billions of dollars of investment that China put into this, and they couldn't use it, was just sitting in factories and sitting in China, couldn't be used. So I took advantage of that and went down to China and to partner with some of those companies that couldn't use all that, investment that they already put for Europe and America. And I asked them to be able to apply that into Africa. So they gave me $1 billion credit line to start my project, and that's how it all started.
They gave you $1 billion credit line.
Yeah.
To light up Africa. How did that feel?
At first, I was like, $1 billion? Oh, I'm rich. Then I realized $1 billion ain't shit for what I'm trying to do.
Right, because you're talking about continent. You're not even talking about a city.
Exactly. So we had to prove what we could do with just that $1 billion credit line. So our goal was to electrify 1 million homes within the end of the year. And come to find out, the need of it was so vast, and the kind of contracts and programs that we created was so needed. The governments accepted us perfectly, so we did partnerships with all the government there, did PPPs, and then ultimately we ended up now we're in like 15 countries in less than 3 years.
Okay, so 15 countries in Africa. Do you remember which countries?
Oh man, we're in Senegal, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Guinea, Gabon, Niger, Guinea-Conakry, Mali, Ivory Coast, a couple more. Like we pretty much everywhere.
Okay, and how many people now have electricity in their house?
From our program, I think it's probably impacting close to 15, 16 million people now. Easily.
Wow.
And that's just from the pilots.
People have energy.
Yeah, that's just from the pilots that we put up. Now, once we do the full scaled out programs, which will all be done by the end of next year, 2017, we'll probably be impacting close to 75 to 80 million people.
Like, this is a game changer right here.
Oh, no, it definitely is. Yep.
Like, this is like on a Bill Gates kind of caliber in terms of, you know, I mean, they're like the Bill Gates of Africa.
Well, I mean, that's what it's turning out to be, you know, because we pretty much maximizing all the opportunities, and we really got a hold on solar and renewable energy when it comes to Africa. We're probably the fastest growing solar energy company in the world now because of that. So, and I know all the works that we've done in Africa triggered a lot of the renewable conversations, such as COP21 and all the stuff that you know that the UN is doing. You know, the Energy for All. You know, like we've been in the mix of a lot of that stuff, and I know for sure that our efforts and what we're doing in Africa kind of help to contribute to a lot of those efforts that they're doing in those programs.
I mean, you're essentially talking about a continent that's living in like the 1920s.
Yeah,
you know,
that's exactly what it feels
candles like. and I guess what, like kerosene lamps to light up their house.
Yeah, they still was using kerosene lamps, candles, and coal just for cooking solutions.
Right. I mean, because you're talking about no internet, there's no electricity.
Well, see, now that's the part that gets tricky, because Africa, when it comes to technology, is probably more advanced than anywhere else in the country, but they don't have an infrastructure. So everything in Africa is all mobile based.
It's all cell phones.
Everything. So we just completely skip landlines, skip desktops. We just leapfrogged all the way into today's newest technologies. Like, we have programs on our phones in Africa that you can't even have access to in America or Europe because of that. You know what I mean? Like, all resources are put into cell phone, you know, developments over there.
You know, I mean, I remember I saw a 60-minute special about how the mobile payment system is huge in Africa.
Yeah.
You know, because everyone's got a cell phone, they can just pay for everything using, you know, like you have little kiosks that just accept cell phones.
Exactly. Even my new way of how we launching and distributing music and film and everything is all mobile based for Africa.
No, man, that's amazing. And it's actually just kind of disappointing how little media attention this has gotten.
No, but it's actually good, because it's allowing me to put in all the work I need to put in. And then, because believe it or not, had I got all the media attention before I got up and running, I probably wouldn't have been up and running.
Then it's growing.
You know, and it's only growing faster and faster. And I'm glad it happened the way it did, because it wasn't like the media blew it up. It was blown up from real work, you know, real solutions, and a plan that actually exists that's proven to work in Africa. You know?
That's amazing, man.
Yeah,
that's amazing. And you know, and it's like you'll probably be known more for that than for your music.
And that's what I want. Because I always felt like music was always a vehicle for me to do what I was here to do. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like everybody's here, as you know, has a purpose for why they do what they do or why they're here. But I always feel like music was always that vehicle for me to become whatever it is in life God wanted me to become. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, it's usually when you see people like this that make these type of impacts, they come from rich families and whatever else. Like, you were a poor Senegalese kid growing up in a house with no electricity, and now you're lighting up 75 million homes in Africa. That's just mind-blowing. Yeah,
it is crazy. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I'd be involved in energy. I ain't know nothing about energy 5 years ago. Yeah. Like nothing. I was completely, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Amazing. Now, I remember you had an interview a while back, and you said that America was never built for black people.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that?
I mean, it's just simple. We weren't. I mean, you got to understand, black people were shipped here. It ain't like they chose to be here. Trust me, hadn't they not been brought here, they wouldn't be here. They'd be in Africa right now, and this world probably be totally different as far as what happens. America probably wouldn't exist. The way I see it is, it hurts me and pains me a lot that, you know, African Americans constantly complain about how they're being treated in America and how the laws ain't fair and how it don't fit the minorities, when they actually can always just go back home. It's literally as simple as, okay, cool, let me buy a plane ticket and see what opportunities is waiting for me back home in Africa.
They want to do it.
You know, but the problem is they've been brainwashed to an extent to where Africa is just almost not even an option. Like, you mentioned Africa in the hood, niggas will start shaking. They so afraid because they don't know. Like, they have no idea what, you know, Africa has to offer, what the situations come from. So this is why I concentrate a lot of my business even in Africa, because I want them to see the success that comes from Africa and the opportunities that exist in Africa and all these things that being done successfully in America Africa's wide open to build a platform like that for yourself without no competition. Matter of fact, you will get not only support, but you'll also get, investors that will come on board. Like Africa has, it's probably not only rich in resources, but even rich in capital. It just, because there's no infrastructure system, there's no money count, because these guys carry cash. Majority of my shows, I got more money in Africa just from concerts and music related stuff than I've got in all of the world put together. If I added all the money I made in the United States, in Europe, in China, in Asia, all in one, in India, all that, and added one pot compared to the amount of money that I made in Africa, Africa will probably triple that. And a lot of people don't even know. Wow. Like, a lot of people don't know. Like, I introduced a lot of people into Africa as far as to what the possibility is. I mean, all the way down to 50, Fat Joe, Ja Rule. I mean, you name it. Like, a lot of those guys, and they'll contest to it. I mean, once they, tasted a piece of that African money in that brown paper bag or brown garbage bag, Dave was like, yo, we got to stay out here. We got to see what that is. But the opportunities is endless over there, man. And it's a wide open market. It's a virgin territory to where you can do whatever you want to do. Like, imagine me trying to do energy in America. It would never happen. You got Con Edison over here. You got Georgia Power over here. You got Shell. You got Chevron. They would never let me into the business, ever. But I'm in Africa now, and I'm competing with people like Shell, competing with people like Chevron, competing. And not only that, but they got to the point where they just said, you know what? Let's just partner with them, and let's see what we can build together. So that's how open it is. Like, even their mentality or how they do business in Europe and America is different from how they do it in Africa, because in Africa it's so open, and there's so much money to be made and so much opportunity to be used and shared that there's no biasness. You can just come with your raw skill and clearly create what it is you want to create there and be successful at it.
Yeah, this is the Cutting Edge on IRFM. The time is 7 minutes past 12 o'clock. Yeah, this is the Cutting Edge on IRFM. We're going through the paces. Just I look at certain things, what I mean, like Akon. Akon is a rapper. Him come to Jamaica already too. Yeah, and him branch off now in a business. Get $1 million credit from China and gone in Africa. Go set up solar energy for certain communities. So here we are, trying to sieve through the madness. So we are talking about the madness from the night start. We are talking about the madness. And so I say you have madness in many different forms and shapes and sizes and ways. You have a whole lot of people that walk up and down on the road looking dirty, and people say they're mad, but sometimes it's destitute. It's people just don't have nowhere to go, don't have nowhere to live, don't have no family and all them something. They're not really, sometimes they're mad because sometimes you talk to them and you realize it's not mad, they're mad. Yes, years me talk to them, I write poem because of them. As a matter of fact, one of my most popular poems, Butter Upon Culture, was written because we're getting at the sensibility and the vibes of a madman and a mad woman, according to how madness go. And still long I realize about them people, they're not mad. You talk about the people, they're not mad. Because you have people in a suit, jacket and tie, the sun hot, burn them, and they will never loosen the tie because they want a certain look. So 90 degrees in the shade, and them still itch up them neck with the jacket and the tie and the coat. And the man who cross the road and walk up and down with hard linen clothes on, because the sun hot no right. Him say a madman over there, so it's a serious thing. Wrong get right nowadays. Yeah man, wrong get right, right get wrong. And when I talk from a scripture, when I talk about from biblical perspective, we are talk about reality, what we see out there now. What we see out there now, if you ever start going like say, you see something wrong, man, I say, get with it, man. Get with it. Get with it. It's like we're just normal now. If you look at your TV and see two men a kiss, it's like, wow. It's like a normal thing. First time I As a matter of fact, when me a youth and me a watch cowboy movie, me never see blood pan the movie yet. Me never see no blood in a movie. Never see blood in a movie. Nowadays, the blood in the movie and a movie, man, and the most vicious kind of way to the blood in there. And then the children, them watch that. It's a weird thing because a mother and a father and them picnic will sit down and watch a movie. And when the sex scene come on, them run the picnic for going inside. But when the blood and the gore, everybody sit down there and watch it and is in half it and get scared of it. But them enjoy it. And then now we wonder what is it that is driving these children. Madness. And it is so complex because not just one thing or two things or three things, you know. It's many different things that is manifesting in the society now that is quick caught in this madness. We still examine the food where we eat, the food where we give children them. The whole heap of sugar to make them hyperactive, and it is a known fact. It is a known fact that too much sweet make you hyperactive. And the youth them hyperactive cannot be controlled. We sit down at the plane, when Monday I sit down at the plane and a woman sit down beside me with her child. The child at the window. And every time the picnic draw down the thing to shut the window, push it up, draw it down, push it up. And she said, stop. And she said, stop, him draw it up, him push it up, draw it up, him push it up. But she's so embarrassed that she can't lick him because she really want to give him a rotten lick. And then she just goes, boom. And the two of them, they are chewing gum. And you hear them mouth from here to the front of the bus, front of the plane. They are chewing gum together. And then them have this the thing where them open up on the back seat, the seat in front of you, for you put your drink pan or your food pan. Him keep opening it and close it, opening it and close it. One time she give him a rotten lick. And she come out of the plane now. And him have this buckle, plastic buckle, when I put in her lap. And she take it and put it back, give him it back. Him take it and put it back in her lap. And she say, you want to embarrass me because you can't say she don't really want to get off in there because she don't want the embarrassment. But hyperactivity is a situation where young people now and a whole heap of big people too, them hyperactive and them don't know what to do with that hyperactivity that unleash itself in them. So I wonder if the food have something to do with it. I mean, that's the food have something to do with it too. I don't know about you, but me think the food have something to do with it. But if it's food right now, it's not just food for nourishment, but food is also for genetically modify you. Not me I talk about plant and Monsanto, you know. Me I talk about things where in the food, with too much of one thing in a one food. Genetical things when we talk about things in a condensed can, things were in a bottle, things were sold in a box pan shelf in a supermarket. A whole heap of them things there genetically modify the behavioral pattern of people today. So meanwhile we are watching gunman outside, we are bring the poison inside our kitchen. And we have feed we pick them, the poison. But nobody now take notice of it. Because even the mother is modified. That she can't see nothing wrong to get her pick the certain things. Because she wants to do the picking, so she just push anything in her mouth while we keep him quiet. So all she have a direct imbalance in her consciousness too. Because you hear now the government advertise this and advertise that. Most people now listen to that because they go with where them have in them hand when they have money. And the money is the fast food. Most people can't go market, you know. Go which market? You're mad? Go which market? Them go to the supermarket, go buy anything thing and box thing and I mean I say you can't buy out a box and thing, but as I say So when I read label and all them something now, I won't probably just buy the things that we used to. And even the only time you really take notice of it is when you go to the doctor and the doctor tell you, say, what you know, you must kind of ease up half of that and ease up half of that. And let them give you 2 tablets. Time you tell them, ease up half of that and ease up half of that and give you 2 tablets. So right now, me will add the food in the whole reprogramming of the wires them in our brains that cause with fear. So crazy. And that what I say. And then we have the school system. The school system is there to turn us into zombies most of the time. Because you have 30 children in a one class and 20 children in a one class. 10 out of that 10 might want to do one thing and 10 out of the 10 want to do something that has nothing to do with the class where them sit down in. But you are mandated to do what the class is spitting out to you by the teacher. So when your picnic want on this and the teacher tell him to turn this because them as well them a teacher, that is a craziness. Because the school system indoctrinate you to maintain the status quo. The school system don't allow you to go outside of the box and understand things on a different level. Because you start understand things on the next level. Them say you're getting mad. But guess what? It's them what's making you get crazy in the first instant. And you don't know how to come out of the web of confusion. So you go deeper and deeper in the quagmire of craziness. And then now them want to carry the doctor. To wonder what is happening to you and carry get you shock and get you even worse mad. The system, educational system was there to protect the status quo, to make what is stay as it is, and who benefit after it, benefit same way, and who will follow it will also benefit. But don't change the psyche and the consciousness and the feelings and the behavior and the perspective of the people them. Because when we look at the people them today, with all the things that we see are going, with all the advancement, with all the this and the that and the that, them still can't find them divinity. And that divinity is not very far away. The divinity must be found. We keep saying it over and over. We not stop saying things over and over. Your divinity must be found in our humanity. Not in a sky God. Not in something where we want to believe. Continuously believe. We must look to each other for salvation. Because it's only man can save man. Because man all talk about destroy earth. Man can't destroy the planet. Man going to make it weird for man live on the planet. And the planet have a way of it just vomit and spit. And then man just crumble. Because the earth not mindful of man. What is man that the earth should be mindful of him? Man is just like a speck on the sand, on the seashore, on the beach. That the sea just come and just wash it and carry it back to the ocean. It's just so. And then next day, next man born and continue the cycle of events. Human being must find divinity in human being, in life forms, not in some convoluted thinking, convoluting teaching, indoctrination that was placed in us, placed in our fathers and mothers and grandmothers and grandsisters and great-grandmothers and grandsisters through the ages, and we realize we're thinking and doing the same thing the same way all the while and expect to get a different result. The law say you can't do that. You can't keep doing the same thing the same way all the while to expect a different result. It's the same result you're going to get. And when you realize it, life run left you. And then you just hope, say, why right now you find that pie in the sky. But the pie is not in the sky. That's why you see certain things I know, and man I say, boy, right now, him can't say a Mercedes Benz. Him don't want to ride donkey. Him can't say a house with all the amenities that make life meaningful and more easier to go through in a house. Like the bathroom in the house and the toilet in the house, the kitchen in the house and all the pots and pans them in the house, and the big bed in the house. Not like where your grandmother used to have. Your acre that talk about in a village when the light never there. Most of it grew up that way there. And if you don't mind, if you don't mind, sharp, you have the light again. Because the way your GPS are run the thing, you know. Terrible. And we did have to walk far for water. I see them now. People are walk far for water. Every day I drive around now with it. So when we just go back to town, go live. I used to stay with that sister in now with them car that up a Constant Spring there, so. They have a Constant Spring and run up there, so. And we don't drink pipe water. Up to days we don't drink no pipe water still. But them days are now true, we just come back to town. We don't know which part we go get water from. But them tell you about this spring we have flow up at the top of the road. So we usually walk up there, just for fun, walk up there and get the jug and come down here back. May I tell you that years ago, may I talk about years ago, we used to do that. You say no. It's a something where I'm going to rasta what I do. Because I'm a brethren on road already is gully there, so him used to ride him bike, come up there to come catch water. I mean, no, woolly pa rasta. Him travel miles to go out spring go catch water. Because he not drink pipe water. Because we decide, so we not drink no pipe water. Up to this day, we not drink no pipe water. So anyway, the spring there, we know the spring, we know every spring there. So, this spring I was in at the heart of where we call, the tip on the border now and Cherry Gardens. This was like a pier mansion there and golf course over the other side and all them something there. And we look and we see say, yes, that's how we used to catch water. You say no. You say no, that's why you tell you, when you think that things move forward, it move backward, you know. For one step forward, two step backward. You say no, it's when me have passed that spring there. Me have to slow down, my car have to slow down for pass because the amount of bucket and the amount of back pan and the amount of gallon buckle we lay down in the road where people are lying up to catch them water at night. The amount of car we sit down there, so the amount of man we have him open, him van open. And you know, to the man them they try stop it, you know, the people them up at top of the hill, they try stop the water from run along there, you know. And the water just push away everything with them that come back. And now it's a main source of water. Every day when we pass there. I say, but look on this little spring where there's a time now just Rasta come up to come catch water. And some little people live in the vicinity of a Constant Spring there, so. Called certain people that never say I catch water there, so. But guess what? In the abundance of water, the fool get thirsty. Because right now, look how long Hermitage Dam and Mona Reservoir are run Kingston. And it now do the work. Now see them go sue the Chinaman them because the Chinaman them pop up some of them pipe when them have fixes the road in the road of Mandela Highway there, so. And waste enough water that all water lack off to get water turn on back and all them thing there. And now we see say people are traveling miles to go find water and I drink all river water. River water. People don't know if you drink river water. You're not supposed to drink river water. If you don't know where the spring there, where it start the river, don't drink it. Because river water go through certain things in all the stone them and all the this and the that. Where we are country, if we don't know who up at top of the river, we not swimming at the river, we not being at the river. Because we know say woman come out there and wash and man come out there and bathe and all them something that we have to wait. Man and woman are bathe up there, so we not bathe at the bottom, you know, we are fine which part it start. Why you love my bridging profile? Because we know say true we attack us so. Why you love my bridging profile? We not bathe at the bottom of the river. We have to find which part of the river start. No, anything goes. Because the people that make wrong look right. The people that and when we used to do it, the right look wrong. Because Rasta do them something there. So we give thanks a pipe in our house. We have to pay a high water rate bill. We don't want to drink the dirty. We don't want to drink the water because we're not able. I made the program, I have a TV program, I made the program on water in Jamaica. At the first program in the Simple Muta series, it was one of the biggest programs on CVM. And when we investigate the water, we are come to we from the dam them. If you could have stand up a Mona dam sometime and looking at it when it's low, I mean, I tell no lie. If you could have see, we're in the river where the water lead to the dam Mona before it reach Mona, and then when you're looking at Mona Reservoir, not when it full, when it go down low, if you would have looking there and see where in that the dam, you'd have change your mind. You're gonna go buy a bottle of water every day. Every day when you're looking there and see where it's there. And of all my life, me know Mona Dam, me never really actually go up on the premises of Mona. And when me had the television series, me go up on the premises. I will go there when it's a low, because we are examining the best water for use, while we are trying to tell the people, them say, yeah, this and this and that. And when you're looking them, man, me I tell you, man, everyone say it on the television. But everyone say, this is what me I try to do. Me I try to sabotage the water industry. But this water industry sabotage itself. The water industry sabotage itself. So me I say, look how long water, everybody know when a rainy season or when a dry season. Now it kind of switch power now. And them don't do nothing to alleviate the problem. Nothing at all them don't do to alleviate the problem. I see come again now. I'm going to tell you no water your plant, then tell you no feed the animal. I'm mad, you're mad. I'm going to tell you no water your plant. You have to eat that tonight, I'm going to prosecute you. So right now, me have had some things that now we just dry up. I just take that and I say, boy, dry up. I just saw. Yes, me have a little place and now we know so why rain a fall 24. Below where me live because rain a fall still. All of them say, even it's almost every day it falls still, but it fall not like the big amount where you usually see, but it's still a fall and then it through the whole heap of tree them round it. It keep the place kind of moist like. So you know have that contention. If you say why you plant them are dead. But when we look on what we need to make us find that humanity in ourselves, it's some simple things. Simple things. Because we really want electricity in our house. We don't want electricity where you know pay your light bill 1 week, then lock it off. Or through them incompetence, it gone. Therefore now, all the things that we have in your fridge spoil up. And the place dark, and you don't know in your yard, and you don't know if you see one of the them things that you need electricity. But it not work properly. Just like the water thing, it not work properly. But we're okay because we have wider road. And we're okay because them have state of emergency to curb the criminal activity. We won't curb the domestic violence that is taking place between man and woman who cannot cope and deal with them situation in a more man and woman way. Who go and look at the television and realize, if you take away the YouTube and the iPad from the people them still have the television in them house them a watch, and the blood and the gore and the sexual perversion with them on them TV is still a part of the genetically modification of our children and of we are so. We are so. When a man can go home and dose him children them, because them children are next woman gone to bed, but him come home, him get him dinner, and him sit in front of him TV and watch the gore, and then him go to film bed, and when him gone at work, him picking them come home before him, sit down, take off them clothes, put on them yard clothes, never go out of the yard, because I hope people don't know them yard stay at certain place. If you go in them yard, they don't even know which part certain things in them yard, because them not walk up and down in them yard again. Them sit down in them yard, in them room, and watch the TV and the blood and the gore they there. So that genetically modify them. Because the mother gone to work and she come home late too, and she don't have no time for cook. She don't have no time for cook. So she just buy some Kentucky Fried Chicken or some burger or some whatsoever them buy in them fast food. Bring it to them, and everybody have a fast food dinner. And then we wonder how the madness gets so crazy. Because young people right now are dead from disease. I would say it over and over. Where old people used to dead from. Young people are dead. I'm not talking about teenager. I'm not talking about youth who are under 20. I'm not talking about youth who are under 30. I'm not talking about what them call millennials now. Them call different names now. Them used to call Generation X. Now hear about millennials. Yeah, these children who born between 1980 something and whatsoever them born. These young people is dying from disease, whereas people over 55 and 65 and 75 didn't have. How them get it? Because we're living in a society that just frivolously go on and make good become bad and bad become good. So everybody's like zombie. You wear the same clothes, you dance the same way, you eat the same kind of food, and you have the same aspirations in life, which is to have a big house, a Mercedes Benz. Well, first you claim you have to pass the exam, but now realize pass the exam don't necessarily mean you're going to get that big house and that Mercedes Benz. Because now we say youth will just go up on stage, jump up and down 2 times and chat pure madness and drive the Mercedes Benz where you are crave for, because you go to school 6-7 years to get your this and that, to get a better job where no job no out there. Forget. And them not teach you how to have business. Them teach you how to manage people business. So it's managerial skill them are put in and not ownership skills and ownership position. Now them creeping and gradually I try to say, yeah, we better show them some how to own and start business and be entrepreneurs. But the same people them didn't own Jamaica 50 years ago, 30 years, the same people them own Jamaica today. And while you can get some part of it, but it's not it. So you have to search in yourself, to find yourself, to make yourself be happy, because no care what nobody wants to say. I tell you about say, anything where you think but you cannot get it. It's madness. It's madness. But anything where you get think and you can achieve it. No go so. Me there have to tell you that. Because most people think good for them people and not achieve, no, them guys sit down on them veranda and have cancer and diabetes and heart failure and still not achieve it. Me not tell nobody that. Because I see people think on things for years and dead at think on it and still not achieve what them a think on. But it is not bad to think, because you must think. But don't get highfalutin in your thoughts to make them believe or make you believe that them put you in a situation where you will never get certain things, but them have you thinking that you will get it. And you have to make it for yourself. You have to make it for yourself. So meanwhile you think on it. No, so it's not just start. It's not just start. And when I talk about no material things as I know, we are talking about self, and according to the Egyptian book, to see the goodness in things, you have to see yourself in things. To see the goodness in things, you have to see yourself in things. Because we are all manifestation of that one source. And we are all part of that natural progression. And some of us try to deviate and divert from it because we get caught up in our system that don't care a heck, I don't care a damn about the birds, the bees, the flowers, and the trees. And life, when no business about life, they want to create a different world outside of self. Until it's if you deal with self, you have to make yourself be God. That is what they want to make you feel. They want to say God out there, so and you out there. So then if God is omnipresent, how can God be out there, so? If God is out there, so therefore him not over here, so. So he cannot be omnipresent and not be present somewhere. So when a man say God go and come down, it means say he might come down and go somewhere where I'm never there. So we have to wake up to that understanding, say, there's no time, there's nowhere existing if you want to say God, that God is not. So you have to look for the next person. Remember Lebanese poet Khalil Gibran say, and when you love, you shall not say, God is in your heart, but you are in the heart of God. Because there's no way God can be somewhere where you is not, or where him is not. Unless you deal with a religious manifestation of a belief system that was placed in your mind by the preachers and the teachers and the politicians and all of them who put you in a slavery for how much years now, and are enslave you again with them economical and political jargon. And then when them hear certain things, them say, you see that man there, he might tell them fools, say, you go and follow him, because we go by the man can't go good evening. So them have your soon go and sit down and wait. That's why the youth them so freak out, because them no want to end up without a refrigerator at them house and a gas stove or electric stove. Them don't want to wake up on a mattress when I have no sheet on it, and a house where I leak every time a little rain fall. Them don't want that. Them don't want that at all. Them want the good life. The good life. The good life is all that is spiritual and physical. Because when I give up one for the other, it's a combination of both physical and spiritual that complete the human being. That is what we call divinity. Divinity is not some supernatural entity. Divinity is an idea that benefits the human spirit to make you more human. According to how it goes, when we say human, we mean in accordance with nature. Yes, boy, you look my bridge in nature. As we say nature, boy, you look my bridge in nature. This is the cutting edge. Department of Sociology, Psychology and Social Work in collaboration with the Faculty of Social Sciences and the Office of the Principal presents an African Liberation Day lecture entitled Moving Towards a United Africa, Fulfilling Marcus Garvey's Dream, featuring Dr. Julius Garvey, son of Marcus Garvey. And this will feature in the discussions Dr. Jalani Naya, Esther Stanford, Esther Stanford, and Dr. Michael Barnett. Date Wednesday, May the 29th. Venue Social Science Lecture Theatre. Time 6 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Julius Garvey, Marcus Garvey's second son, will be talking, the main speaker there. So, yes, this is at the University of the West Indies. This is at the University of the West Indies. This is next week, Wednesday, Social Science Lecture Theatre. Okay, we continue the journey. We're continuing the journey. Here we go.
It's already too late, said Mutabaruka sadly. Our own men and our sons have joined the ranks of the stranger. They have joined his religion and they help to uphold his government. If we should try to drive out the white men in Umuofia, we should find it easy. There are only 2 of them. But what of our own people who are following their way and have been given power? They would go to Umuru and bring the soldiers, and we would be like Abame. He paused for a long time and then said, I told you on my last visit to Mbanta how they hanged Aneto. What has happened to that piece of land in dispute? Asked Okonkwo. The white man's court has decided that it should belong to Nama's family, who had given much money to the white man's messengers and interpreter. Does the white man understand our custom about land? How can he, when he does not even speak our tongue? But he says that our customs are bad, and our own brothers who have taken up his religion also say that our customs are bad. How do you think we can fight when our own brothers have turned against us? The white man is very clever. He came peaceably and quietly with his religion. We were amused at his foolishness and allowed him to stay. Now he has won our brothers, and our clan can no longer act like one. He has put a knife on the things that held us together, and we have fallen apart.
This is one of my best songs for last year, or the year before. One of them years, I played so long now that I don't remember when it come out. But yeah, man, nice. So from last year we decided we are going to drop some tune and bring them up front again because we feel certain tune didn't make for last forever. But one of them tune where we decide upon is a song named Play. Well, if one might not know it, but Play did it for a long time. Play by Rita Marley. But so we did the Iowa World and Reggae Awards thing that I did, and Rita Marley did it, and she called me and give me an album, a brand new album. It's a compilation of a whole heap of tune that she did have for a long time. She put together. And guess what? I see the tune on the album. I feel so good for those that I play it back again and see it on a new album. And we used to the album there on Billboard Reggae Chart. Here we go now. Rita Marley. And we was a brand new. Brand new. May I tell you. So here we know. We are going to play that tune here. and leave.